Well, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea are the champions of the world. What the fuck? Oh my days, there's no way. This is incredible. What did we just witness? We just witnessed Chelsea and Enzo Maresca dominate, destroy, embarrass Luis Enrique's PSG side. What the fuck? The champions of Europe just got outclassed by this Chelsea side, who didn't even play Champions League football last season. They are the Conference League winners. The Conference League winners just beat the champions of Europe. Who? Wow. Who would have expected this? Come on, no one expected this. Let's be honest. I don't think there's anyone out there that was saying that Chelsea were going to all and out just destroy this PSG side and win this game as easily as they did. Dominate PSG as easily as they did. There's no way. Not even Chelsea fans out there would have gone in with such confidence to say, oh yeah, we're beating this PSG side easily. There's no way. Because we all seen what this PSG side is capable of, what they've shown throughout all of last season, and going into this tournament, we knew this PSG side were the better team going into this game. But Chelsea put up a fight, and in the end, they got the win, deservingly so. Now the question to be asked is, can this Chelsea side be that new dominant team going into next season in Europe? How I saw this game was more of Chelsea getting everything right rather than PSG just getting everything wrong. From the beginning of the match, we saw that Chelsea came in with a great game plan. They were set up perfectly to stop this PSG side from playing that free-flowing football, that dominant football that they usually like to play, where everyone's involved, the press is amazing. You know, it was the complete opposite for this game. Chelsea were the ones that were pressing amazing. Chelsea were the ones controlling more of the ball. Chelsea were the more dominant team, which is, incredible. Enzo Maresca went into this game with such a great game plan and executed it perfectly. Before the game, he was asked from a reporter saying, hey, is your team ready to suffer? Is your team prepared to not hold on to the ball as much, to just suffer? Because we all know this PSG side just love holding the ball. They're great in possession. Is your team ready to suffer? And Enzo Maresca answered, who said that's going to happen? Who said? Who wrote it down in a piece of paper, confirmed to the whole world that that was going to happen? Who? No, he went in with such confidence that he thinks that his team is capable to go toe-to-toe with this PSG side. And obviously that exactly is what happened, because, wow, what a game from Chelsea. They were just all over PSG from minute one. Like, didn't allow them to breathe. Didn't even allow them to get out their own half, barely. And PSG just couldn't handle it. They just couldn't handle it. They were definitely shocked. They were definitely surprised, like, wow. They're all over us. They're all over us. We're usually all over the other team, but they're all over us now. And Chelsea just executed it perfectly. Again, Chelsea just started off very strong, very strong. It was looking like they were going to get their first goal. Some tiki-takas right in around the box, playing that great football. They almost get a great opportunity when João Pedro just sets up Cole Palmer with a beautiful touch, but Cole Palmer just curls it out way too much. I think it touched Beraldo or Marquinhos, if I'm not mistaken, one of those two. It just touched them. It should have been a corner kick. It just touched them, and then it goes around the post, and wow, what a goal that would have been. But then moments later, we see that first goal from Cole Palmer. What a beautiful goal. Malo Gusto sets him up perfectly, and Cole Palmer just squares it. Nuno Mendes, I think he definitely made a mistake there. I don't know why he did that, but Mal Gusto just being on top of that, being on that, allows Chelsea to get that first goal, and what a goal it was. But again, just Chelsea putting pressure at every single moment, pressure, and then they get that second goal from Cole Palmer again. Oh my goodness, what a game from this guy. Everyone knows that Cole Palmer is such a baller. Just shimmy, sends the defenders the other way, and again, the same position, the same shot, just slots it in. Another great goal. And then the third goal as well, another great setup goal. What terrible defense from PSG. I don't know what they were doing. Just leave Pedro with such acres of space. Palmer finds him perfectly, and he just, Mbappe, remember this? And he just dings Donnarumma and gets the third goal. 3-0 in the first half. Oh my God. What was happening at that point? What was happening? I think everyone was in shock. Everyone was definitely in shock. I'm like, there's just no way this Chelsea side is just easily outperforming this PSG side. There's just no way. There's just no way, because, again, just looking how PSG have been, we didn't expect this. I don't think Luis Enrique expected this. The players definitely didn't expect this, for this Chelsea side to just go at them as much as they did and go at them as perfectly as they did. Perfectly executed game, perfectly executed first half from Chelsea, and deservedly get the 3-0 in the first half. At that point, I think most of us could have been saying they're winning this game. They won this game already, because not only were they just so dominant, but they were just taking other great players out of the game, like Ballon d'Oro Ousmane Dembele. He didn't exist in this game. I forgot he was even playing. We all know how he usually likes to play, you know, playing that false nine role. Luis Enrique has found a great position for him and a great role for him in this team. We've seen it all throughout last season. He's done a great job, you know. This one game is not going to take away what he's done throughout the whole season. But this game specifically, he was useless. He was useless for PSG, and honestly, it's just a masterclass again from Enzo Maresca in this Chelsea side, where they overflowed the midfield with an extra player, with Reece James going into the midfield. And again, where did Ousmane Dembele have any space to work with? None, because at the same time, PSG midfield was overrun as well. Like, they did an incredible job, Chelsea. Enzo, Fernandez, Caicedo, Cole Palmer, everyone just running into the midfield. I saw Chalobah at times, you know, pressing into the midfield as well. Like, they were perfect today. And in defense, again, perfect as well. Going in the 5-back as well to, you know, put extra pressure on PSG to not create any chances and, you know, create little threats in the attack. But at the same time, which was very shocking and very surprising. This was the most surprising thing for me in this game. Roberto Sanchez. What the hell? We all know this guy. I think Chelsea fans can tell you, you know, with hearts of hearts as well, that they can agree with this take. Not even a take. This is a fact. But this guy usually is a bum. Usually he makes mistakes. Usually he's not as good as he was in this game. There's no way. But this game, he was making world-class saves. This game, he definitely kept Chelsea alive, because as little opportunities that PSG did get, those opportunities they did get, they were dangerous opportunities. But Sanchez just turned up in this game and saved Chelsea in occasions as well. But again, that first half was just dominant from Chelsea, and deservedly go ahead in that game. During halftime, we were definitely thinking, hey, what is going to be the response? What could possibly be the response? Because at this point, the way that Chelsea were playing, all they had to do was defend at this point. They were already doing great things in defense, so all they had to do was just continue that, and PSG were going to struggle. PSG were going to struggle, especially when Kvaratskhelia, Doué, Dembele weren't doing anything. They weren't doing much. They were struggling heavily. But I would say in the second half, PSG did turn up a little bit. You know, they started going up a little bit more, starting attacking a little bit more. But again, it just wasn't anything clear. And any clear opportunity they did get, Roberto Sanchez, again, Ousmane Dembele almost had a opportunity early on into the second half, but again, a world-class save from Sanchez kept them into the game. Didn't allow PSG to get that comeback, because all they definitely needed just one goal to really come at them and go and attack them. But at the same time, the way that Chelsea were defending, it was going to be a difficult match. Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez had an incredible match. They were incredible as well, as much as Cole Palmer. Malo Gusto had a great game. Cucurella handled Doué, and at times, you know, Doué got past maybe like once, but he handled him pretty well this game. Like, it was just a masterclass from Chelsea that they deservedly won this game. Without a doubt, like, they were just superior. João Pedro, another incredible talent. Like, João Pedro, I haven't like talked about him much in this channel at all, but the first time I ever saw João Pedro and I really wanted him to succeed was in the 4-1 game against Manchester United when he was playing for Watford. When he scored the third goal, if I'm not mistaken, then he started crying, got emotional, because he was a very young player. I think that was his first goal or most important goal for Watford or in Europe at that time. So when I saw that and saw how he was playing in that game, you know, I like the guy. And I was definitely, you know, hoping that he would succeed later in the future. Now, looking at his career, he went to Brighton. I was happy when he made that transfer, and now he's at Chelsea. Getting, you know, playing for a big team, going to play European football in the next season. So hopefully he can continue having a successful season or a successful career, because this guy is a baller. He's a baller. Not only is he a baller with the ball in his feet, but the physical stance as well. Like, this guy, he was bullying PSG's defense. Beraldo, and like specifically Beraldo, just bitching him, bullying him. Just didn't, like, every time there was a battle in the aerial battle or a ball going to him, he would just, you know, get away from them easily. He was great as well. But I think one player that was definitely missing for PSG was Pancho. I think Pancho was definitely key for this team. For this game to have gone another way, because Berardo today was awful positionally, awful in defense in general, like awful. Marquinhos didn't have a great game either, but Berardo was the worst. He was the worst. I think if Pancho was playing, it would have been a different story. I think it would have been a little bit different story, because he would have handled João Pedro a lot better. He would have been in better positions than Berardo was, especially when we look at that second goal. But I think Pancho was definitely a clear miss for PSG in this game. And at the same time, look at the depth that Chelsea have as well. Look at the depth. Look at the players that we're bringing in. Delap, Nkunku, Dewsbury Hall. and all the players they have on the bench that they could have brought in as well. Like, what the like, this team is set up to compete. You know, this team is set up. That's what Chelsea have been working for throughout these last couple of years. You know, I said in the preview for the semifinal match between Chelsea and Fluminense, you know, I didn't talk in depth about that game, but I said that one thing that Chelsea definitely had to demonstrate for this tournament and try to win this tournament is what all this time that they've been spending, all these transfers, all the money that they've been spending, what was it going to lead up to? Not only just to win this competition, but for the next coming years, because they've signed so many players, so many young talents as well. It's a very young squad. Now, if they're spending this kind of money on these players, it's because they're betting on them. Not only betting on them for their future, but for right now as well, to try and compete. To try and compete against the top sides, especially now that they're back in European football in terms of the Champions League. They're going to want to compete next year. They for sure don't want to go trophyless. I would assume because spending all that money has to be justified. It has to be justified, and I'm sure Enzo Maresca next year with this Chelsea side can do great things because, again, with the starting 11 that they have a good squad. Now, with the depth they also have, you know, they have a great team to compete. Let's not forget they also have players coming in like Estavio, how you say his name is, from Palmeiras. You know, another great talent. So we're going to see what this Chelsea side is capable of. We're going to see, but again, just kudos to Chelsea. They got everything right in this game. Cole Palmer deservedly gets man of the match. He was incredible today. Cole Palmer, we all know, is a baller. Maybe what's his name? Pep Guardiola is probably regretting ever selling and letting go of Cole Palmer. Who knows? We'll see what the future holds with Cole Palmer and Chelsea compared to what Pep Guardiola and this Manchester City side are doing. But Chelsea deservedly get this win, deservedly become the champions of the world. A lot of credit to Enzo Maresca for getting everything right in this game. And unfortunately for Luis Enrique, he just didn't get it right. He just got everything wrong in this game, man. I think they probably underestimated this Chelsea side. They probably underestimated what this Chelsea side was capable of under Enzo Maresca. They probably just went in with such confidence that they were going to win easily, but again, that just wasn't the case. That just wasn't the case at all. And yeah, Chelsea become the champions of the world. As we all know, football is very reactionary. Like, it is very, very reactionary. That's just how the sport goes. Like, trust me, I'm a Barcelona fan. I would know. I've been suffering through it for years now, but it's very reactionary. People throughout the game and after the game were saying that this PSG side is overrated, that they're shit, they were never even that good enough. I'm like, okay, all right, but none of you were saying this before the game. Everyone was expecting PSG to win this game, but football is very reactionary. After losing this one game, people are saying that, you know, they were never that good, that, you know, it's an overrated team. Okay. Again, let's just not forget what they did throughout the season. They had an incredible season. They did great things. They're treble winners. You know, they're one of the very few teams that have been able to accomplish this incredible achievement of winning the treble. It's not easy. You know, ex-Real Madrid, it's not easy. So we can just, you know, discard everything they've done and the great players that they have who have had great seasons, who have done great things just because of one game. You know, let's not forget, Chelsea lost to Flamengo in this tournament as well. They lost 3-1. So we're going to put Flamengo over. So Chelsea beat PSG and Flamengo beat Chelsea. Oh, Flamengo's better than PSG. No, it's just not like that, right? So I'm not going to discard anything that PSG have done. You know, it was just unlucky for them. A bad day in the office. They got everything wrong, and Chelsea got everything right. They were the better team and deservedly got the win. You know, one-off games can happen. One of these one-off games can happen. But we can just say because Chelsea beat PSG now, who we consider the best team in the world, that, oh, they're going to dominate football. They're going to be the best team in Europe. They're going to win the Premier League easily. They're going to win the Champions League. No, we can't expect that. We can't say that because, again, football can change. It's very reactionary football. You know, we all know how it is. You know, it's very quick. A lot of things can change throughout the season. And PSG, all of last season, were doing great things. Okay, maybe in the beginning of the season, they were a little bit slow, but then the second half of the season, they did incredible things. Incredible things to lead them to even up to this final. So I'm not going to discredit PSG at all. Again, they just got things wrong. They got things wrong. Where this is something that happens throughout every stage of the game. You know, again, in the quarterfinals against Bayern Munich, they got things wrong as well, but they were very resilient because Bayern Munich were all over them. They did the right things. They did similar things to what Chelsea did, but at the end of the day, PSG were more resilient and they got the win. Against Real Madrid in the semifinals, they dominated Real Madrid. Were the better team. Chelsea, on the other hand, at the same time, like, they were playing some decent sides as well, and they were superior, and they got to the final, and then one-off game, Chelsea won the game. They got everything right and did the right things to win and beat this PSG side. Again, it's just a masterclass in great tactical mind from Enzo Maresca to do the right things. So give them the credit that is due, but just don't Just don't put the other team down and say that they were never good just because of one game. Let's not be that reactionary. Let's not take it, over the top, because it's unfair. Another thing that I've been seeing is the Ballon d'Or. The Ballon d'Or. Is Ousmane Dembele going to win it now? Because a lot of people were asking the question that if he won this tournament with his PSG side, was he undoubtedly going to win this Ballon d'Or? There was no questions asked. Like, if just lifting this trophy, he won it, it's guaranteed his. That was the question for this match. Now that he lost it, the question is can Lamine Yamal win it? Ooh, who knows? Listen, one thing that I can say for sure is I do say that Lamine Yamal is the best player in the world. I think he's the best footballer in the world. But one thing that I've been consistent throughout all of last season, throughout this channel, throughout till we got to the Champions League final, after the Champions League final, is that I thought the winner of the Ballon d'Or, my opinion was for the Ballon d'Or winner to be someone who won the Champions League and had a great season. And Ousmane Dembele was that guy. If Liverpool had won it, Mohamed Salah would have won the Ballon d'Or. If Barcelona have won it, you could have given it to Rafinha or Lamine Yamal, whoever you consider to have had the better season. But it's not to say that Ousmane Dembele is a better footballer, a better player than Lamine Yamal. I think Lamine Yamal is way more impactful. We saw in this game how Lamine Yamal definitely would have been a more difference maker than Ousmane Dembele was in this game. Ousmane Dembele disappeared against Chelsea. I think Lamine Yamal wouldn't have disappeared. We've seen throughout the season Lamine Yamal has been such an incredible player, such an impactful player, such a difference maker for Barcelona. Ousmane Dembele has been that same guy for PSG throughout the season. But this one-off game where he was playing terrible, okay. People want to judge that off the Ballon d'Or standings of who's going to win it now. Again, I don't want to say with my heart that I want Ousmane Dembele to win it. Hell no, I don't want him to win it. But I'm still going to stay consistent and say that he will win it just because of winning the treble, winning the Champions League, having a great season overall. Would I love Lamine Yamal to win it? Yes, of course. I would love Lamine Yamal to win it. That'd be incredible. But I still slightly think that Dembele will win it. Unfortunately, he will win it. But again, it's not to say that he doesn't deserve it, though. He doesn't deserve it. Lamine Yamal deserves it. He deserves it. Rafinha deserves it. A lot of players deserve it because they had a lot of great seasons. But I think Ousmane Dembele will still win this Ballon d'Or. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the video for today. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about this video. What you guys thought about this match. Do you think that Chelsea can be that dominant team now going into this next season, or will they be underwhelming and it was just a one-off game where they had a great game, but it's just not good enough to compete at the highest level to win European football or to just overtake the Premier League in an easy fashion? Let me know those things down in the comments below. What do you guys think about this PSG side? Will they make a comeback? Will they come back stronger, or are they done? Are they finished? Let me know all those things down in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, favorite, hit the notification bell for every time we upload. Share to your friends that love football, and I'll see you guys in the next video whenever that is. Much love, take care, and peace.